And I'm very nervous for you. And I care about my brother. And I know the path he's on right now. And it's ruthless. You got to take him serious, Mike.
I take him extremely serious. These people don't take him serious. This is what I learned through my 58 years of experience. Anyone's capable of killing you. So you should be apprehensive for any.
Mike Tyson just dropped a bombshell on Jake Paul's upcoming fight with Andrew Tate. And let's be real, Jake is about to get roasted, fried, and served on a platter.
If you want to fight and you want to send a contract, send one to me. I will take a few weeks break from living my retired life to kick the living out of a goofy, entitled dickhead like you. You know my name, Andrew Tate. Google it if you want to know more. Any day.
Is Jake Paul even thinking straight? Beating a 58-year-old legend doesn't make you undefeated. It makes you lucky to still be standing. Mike Tyson didn't hold back, calling Jake out for the reality check he's about to face. Tyson pointed out the obvious. Jake should fight someone his own age before bragging about being the king of boxing. Fans are fed up with Jake strutting around, collecting undeserved credit. Tyson's words hit hard, reminding everyone that Jake's flashy record is about to be put to the ultimate test. Judgment Day is here, and Tyson predicts a brutal outcome. Jake will be exposed, outclassed, and shown for who he truly is in front of the entire world. Clips 3. Mike Tyson has spoken, and it's safe to say Jake Paul is about to regret every staged stunt he's ever pulled. Tyson didn't just critique Jake's so-called boxing career. He tore it apart like yesterday's garbage. According to Tyson, Jake isn't a boxer. He's a walking TikTok trend with gloves, a stuntman pretending to be a champion. It's hard to argue when Jake's career feels like a cheap infomercial, promising greatness but delivering mediocrity. Remember Jake's fight with Tyson, the one that grossed $18 million? It wasn't a boxing match, it was Broadway with gloves. Critics slammed it as a theatrical embarrassment to the sport. Tyson himself didn't hold back, accusing Jake of disrespecting boxing legends, himself included, by turning the sport into a sideshow. If Jake thinks his upcoming fight with Andrew Tate will silence the doubters, he's in for a rude awakening. Tyson has made it clear. This is Jake's last chance to prove he's more than a PR stunt wrapped in muscles and a string of questionable victories. Tyson was particularly scathing about Jake's laughable boxing record. Let's be honest, his fights have been a parade of washed-up retirees, D-list athletes, and people eager for a paycheck. Where's the challenge? Where's the competition? According to Tyson, Jake has never faced anyone truly formidable. Even their fight told the story. Tyson, nearly 60 years old, with knees that probably creak louder than an old floorboard, still gave Jake a run for his money. And yet, Jake walked out acting like he conquered Mount Everest, flexing as if beating an aging, out-of-prime legend is a true accomplishment. Tyson's verdict is brutal but fair. Jake's career has been all show and no substance, and now the clock is ticking. If Jake doesn't step up, he'll be remembered as the guy who turned boxing into a circus act. Jake Paul's rise in the boxing world has been nothing short of controversial, and Mike Tyson has finally come forward with his brutally honest opinion on the matter. Tyson didn't mince words, calling Jake's boxing career exactly what it is, a scripted sideshow. According to Tyson, Jake Paul isn't a real boxer. He's a walking spectacle, an influencer turned fighter with little more than hype to back him up. Tyson's criticism is based on Jake's complete lack of credible competition. Jake's opponents have mostly been retired fighters or individuals looking for a payday, while real boxers have been grinding every day in the gym. Tyson's pointed question to Jake was simple. Where's the fight with Conor McGregor or any active, legitimate competitor? Jake's whole career so far has been built on novelty matches that have been more about spectacle than skill. The fight with Tyron Woodley, for instance, was far from a real boxing showdown, and Tyson was quick to call it out. He compared it to a Broadway performance rather than a professional sporting event. Jake's blatant attempts to walk around as though he's conquered something monumental after these staged fights have only added fuel to the fire. Critics have rightly pointed out that these fights are more about Jake building his social media clout than proving he's a legitimate threat in boxing. The real boxers, the ones who've dedicated years to mastering the craft, have laughed at Jake's antics. They see through the facade. For Tyson, it's not just about the fights. It's about Jake's complete disrespect for the sport. Then came Jake's upcoming showdown with Andrew Tate, which Tyson wasted no time criticizing. According to Tyson, Jake has officially bitten off more than he can chew by taking on Tate. Unlike Jake, who's made his name from viral stunts, Tate is an actual fighter, a four-time world kickboxing champion who's been through more real fights than Jake has even seen. Tyson didn't sugarcoat it either, emphasizing that Tate isn't some washed-up, retired fighter looking for clout. He's a legitimate competitor who has put in the work, and to further underline his confidence, Tate has bet $3 million of his own money on this fight, showing just how sure he is of his own skill and ability to win. Tyson also pointed out the massive difference between the two fighters. Jake Paul is all about the image, the influencer culture, and the viral attention, while Andrew Tate is about authenticity, grit, and proven skill. Tyson didn't hesitate to call out Jake's weak brand, which is being roasted in the public eye more than ever. His boxing career, in Tyson's words, is a joke, a circus act full of gimmicks, influencers, and hype that anyone with real knowledge of the sport can see through. As if that wasn't enough, Tyson didn't spare any punches when it came to Jake's mockery of boxing legends. Tyson recalled how Jake had disrespected established fighters, calling it insulting to the sport. Tyson's sentiments, asking, "What does Jake Paul even know about real boxing?" The answer, nothing. Jake's insults toward these legends are nothing more than a childish tantrum, according to Tyson. To mock someone with the experience and accolades of fighters like Tyson is a blatant disregard for the sport's history. Tyson also slammed Jake's fans, pointing out that the real supporters have already left. Jake's tendency to dismiss any criticism as jealousy doesn't hold up when he's handpicking opponents like a reality show cast member. Tyson's words were clear. Jake has been able to skate by thanks to a carefully curated lineup of opponents. But when it comes to facing someone like Andrew Tate, there's nowhere to hide. This fight with Tate is Jake's make-or-break moment. If he loses, his entire reputation could come crashing down. Jake's career has been built on easy wins against opponents who are either retired or past their prime. But if he loses to Tate, all the clout he's accumulated will be gone in an instant. Tyson made it clear that the fight against Tate isn't just another cash grab for Jake. It's a battle that could destroy him, and the washed-up kickboxer insult that Jake threw at Tate. Tyson laughed it off, reminding everyone that Tate has accomplished more in 1 year than Jake ever will in his entire career of glorified playground brawls. Tyson didn't just stop at calling out Jake's boxing skills. He went after Jake's whole persona. According to Tyson, Jake's career isn't about heart or real skill. It's a circus act, one that's solely focused on viral moments and influencer culture. He pointed out that real fighters like Andrew Tate don't need clout. They need heart, discipline, and years of work. Jake, on the other hand, spent his early years creating YouTube pranks and building a brand, not honing his craft in a boxing gym. Tyson didn't even shy away from their own history. Remember their fight, the one critics called a tragic comedy. Tyson, nearly 6 years old and wearing a knee brace, still managed to make Jake work for it. But Jake walked away acting like he had just won the Olympic gold, strutting around as though he had just conquered the greatest challenge of his career. Fans were outraged, embarrassed, and unimpressed. Tyson made sure that no one would forget that moment, especially as Jake prepares for his next circus act against Andrew Tate. Tyson's warning is clear. Jake Paul's inflated ego might finally meet its match, and this time it